Liam Briggs, Colin Terry. That is the top 10. Then we've got Bruce Telford, Matt Broff for the next two there. That beautiful Kramer German machine there on pole position. Running the number 70, this is Andrew Stroud's original number. Of course, this is Jacob Stroud there out there doing it. We've got young Jesse Stroud racing in the Jigsaw 150 Cup as well. So ready for a Bike Talk Tamarunui Formula 3 race under starters orders, and they're off. And Lee Tidman creeps off the line there. He's running a little wee 125cc chassis with a 450cc motocross engine in there, running the number 45. I didn't think he'd get to turn one in the first place, and indeed he was up there side by side with Jacob Stroud. Jacob Stroud's in a class of his own, qualified at a 12.7, Lee Tidman a 12.8, so that's pretty tight. But Jacob Stroud opens the legs up on that bike, bit of a bigger bike, and absolutely great. Matt Dunlop there in third spot, and Richard Markham Barrett there on the iTools machine number 19, the black and orange striped machine there in fourth spot. I think he's about to get past into the hairpin for the first of, this is a 4-lap race there. And we're joined by Brad Ritchie, son of legendary commentator Neil Ritchie. Neil's just arrived. He's been down in Winton for a motocross, supercross event yesterday and flown up this morning. So, and of course Ian Dawson is welcome return to interviewing in pit lane. So Neil's a spare man this weekend. He'll be juggling around between all of us and filling it in where we are not doing. Brad Ritchie, welcome to Manfield.
Yeah, happy to be here, Spider. Very exciting. And yeah, the Kramer was a class of its own last week, but only got to one result in the end. He led all of race 2, but didn't quite get another 66% to call the result. But look at Lee Tidman getting up on him out of the Go Media right-hander and heading onto the front straight. But watch that Kramer just pull away from there. That Lee Tidman certainly not letting him go. Richard Markham Barrett, that's an awesome little iTools machine. And then Matt Dunlop in 5th place on the first of the sort of the Pro Twin entry. And it's awesome to see Formula 3 racing with the Pro Twins and all that inside. 37 entry, Spider. It's awesome to watch.
37 entries, absolutely outstanding, and tight out of the front there. I don't think Jacob Stroud's going to have it all his own way. Just 7 corners here at Manfield. Lee Tidman is close enough to sit in the slipstream at the moment. We see that race number 70 versus 45 going into the hairpin for the second time. So he'll tuck in behind him and hopefully gain the slipstream down the centre straight. He's close enough at the moment. The Kramer just opens up that little bit, but I tell you what, coming 2/3 way down that straight, Lee Tidman's bike's just a little bit faster there. The Gilson contractors supported machine from Tamarunui, and only a bike length in it coming out of Higgins onto the back straight, and a tussle on there for 3rd and 4th, and that's Richard Markham Barrett. He's climbing all over. Who's he climbing all over there down the back straight? In fact, he's going to pass him down that back straight there. Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, look at the legs on that. That's a Kramer as well. So, yeah, a couple of Kramers up the front end. But, yeah, Richard Markham Barrett. And then look at him into the Go Media. Loses it a little bit where the lighter weight bike comes around. But I'm watching for Lee Tidman. I think he's taken the lead, Spider Staples.
He has indeed. He's taken the lead by 0.2 of a second. And I was with Richard Markham Barrett last night, and he has ditched his Kramer, took the motor out. They broke a valve, a cam follower in it, and it's gone inside the engine. So he's gone back to his KTM, and it has paid dividends already. So he ditched the 800cc motor, but tight out the front. I can tell you, programs of $5, they are at the gate, and they are relevant for the final round of the Suzuki Series at the Cemetery Circuit for the 66 running on Boxing Day. Wow, look how tight that is out in the front there. I didn't really think it would be this tight, but especially what do we have in the qualifying? Oh, we only have 0.1 of a second between them, but right down now there's 2 to 3 bike lengths. Tell you what, Tidman's going to outbrake him into the Higgins corner here at Manfield. Does he do it? In fact, no, Jacob Stroud holds it, but Tidman up on the inside. Wow, that's action-packed racing there. And the battle's still going on for 3rd and 4th position as well. The minor money on the podium, and of course this is a prize money series as well. It's combined over the 3 rounds. So that is Paul Hammond and Richard Markham Barrett. Paul running the number 22, Richard Markham Barrett on 19 in 4th place. Brad.
Yeah, look at this down on the front straight. This is where Jacob's really good. Get tucking behind. Still quite a lightweight single-cylinder machine, that Kramer. And look at him. He's got the Andrew Stroud Racing racecraft. He'll hang the leg out. The Dr. Dangle, the Valentino Rossi, and he'll get him back into turn 1. Toyota, that's awesome. But then watch Lee through the S's. He's going to have a good another run on him. So this is awesome to watch. Formula 3 action brought to you by Bike Talk and Tamarunui.
Yeah, Bike Talk, I think they're a Yamaha and Suzuki dealer. And Russell and Jet Josiah, father and son, racing here this weekend. I was looking through some old motorcycle news and saw a letter in from Roy Josiah, Russell's father, and said he reckons he's a New Zealand junior motocross champion at the age of 15, and that was back in 1975. So that puts Josiah at about 58 and looking as fit as a fiddle, and he'll be really out there charging hard in the motard race later on. The lead boys are coming out of Higgins. It's Jacob Stroud back in the front, and we'll just see. Slipstreaming is all about the back straight here, but there's not enough in it there. There's probably 25 metres between first and second, and that's number 70 followed by number 45. Looking out for that battle between 22 and 19. Paul Hammond and Richard Markham Barrett. They're into Go Media corner and coming out. There's still a similar distance there, but the way that he closed up, taking the checkered flag there, it was Jacob Stroud followed by Lee Tidman there, and then it was Paul Hammond, and in fourth spot we had Richard Markham Barrett on the number 19 bike coming through there in fifth spot there. Who's that fifth spot? I didn't quite catch who that was. Had a few DNFs here. Campbell Grayling, Ben Dyson and Morgan Proctor out early on in the race there. Campbell Grayling running the IM 250, and number 5 going through there, another Biggles racing bike. Jacob Stroud, fastest lap, a 12.423. 12.423, so we're quite a way off the Formula 3 lap record. It's a 1:10.83. That surprises me at this time in the day, because it's a relatively cool track, but that's where we're at the moment. 12.423, 12.819. Then a 13.534, 13.390 for Paul Hammond and Richard Markham Barrett. So I don't know, maybe Richard Markham Barrett can come back and get third place in the next race there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, what an awesome result there. And just to see a few of the 450 boys with Kieran O'Neill rounding out fifth place. And then got to go back to sixth before we get the first of the Suzuki SV 650s. I love the SV 650, a beautiful machine. And that's ridden by Matt Dunlop. He rounds out sixth place and then go back to another 450, I think. So, yeah, 4 lappers. Oh, wasn't that exciting, Spider?
It was. The SV 650 is more of a pro twin bike. You can up-spec them to Formula 3, but most of the guys out there you'll see on the V-twin Suzukis are spec'd at a lower spec rate for the pro twin class, of course, at Ctas. So we see at the National Championships, we see the Formula 3, which is called Superlight, the National Championships, which are starting down in Ruapuna on the 5th and 6th of January. We go to Timaru the next weekend, round 2 at 12th and 13th of January. Round 3, the mighty Motorfest at Hampton Downs. What an event, what an event. I've travelled around New Zealand and followed motorbike racing for, I think, well over 30 years, in fact, well over 40 years now. And I've